Hello, and welcome to Salinas Library Art Kits Project Number 2, brought to you by Artists Inc. My name is Rodrigo Reyes. I am a local artist from Salinas, California. In this video, you will be introduced to basic methods on how to create art with clay. To start off, before you even bring the clay out of its package, there are a couple of tasks that must be taken care of. Primarily, where are you going to be working with the clay? Here is a list of key points to take into consideration when working with clay. Once your area is set and ready to work on, you are ready to begin. Depending on what approach you take, you might need to use some tools to complete your project. Here is a set of clay tools and some found items that you may have laying around the house. The found items can substitute for the clay tools, and they can perform just as great of a job. Here are the tools included in a basic starter clay set: the needle tool, the wire clay cutter, the rib tool or scraper, a sponge, the loop ribbon or wire tool, and modeling tools. And for this project, we will also need a rolling pin. Unfortunately, we were not able to provide these tools in your kits, which is why we provided an extended list of found items on your worksheet that you can use as substitutes for the clay tools. There are many ways to create with clay. There are 3 fundamental basic techniques. This is the coil method, which is primarily used to make pots or big vases. To make coils, you start by forming the clay into rolls or cylinders in the shape of a snake. By placing one coil on top of the other, you can make various shapes and forms. The coil method is best done when the clay is fresh and soft, so that you don't have to score and/or apply slip to bond the coils. Next is the pinch method. After kneading the clay, you get a decent amount of clay and simply use your hands to pinch the clay and shape it with your thumb and fingertips into the desired shape or figure. This method can be used to make small bowls, plates, cups, and various other abstract shapes or figures. And lastly, we have the slab method. First, you're going to knead the clay and start smoothing it out into a slab with your pin roller. To form the slab, you will be pressing down on the clay with the pin roller and moving your roller back and forth until the slab is at its desired thickness. Once the slab is made and is at your desired thickness, smooth it out with the rib tool and a lightly damp sponge. This helps to avoid cracks and warping by pressing out any air bubbles that might be lingering inside the clay. You can also use your fingers if the slab isn't too big. Here are some tips to help inspire your creations and assist the flow of your creativity. For sculpting, making shapes and forms, etc., experiment with the various tools at hand to see what kinds of shapes, surface textures, and/or engravings can be made. Using one of the 3 methods introduced or incorporating them together, we would like for you to choose one or more of those options as something that you would want to make into an ornament. An ornament can be something that is symbolic, something that honors a memory, or simply adds an elegance of grace to a place, a person, or an environment. There will be enough clay to make multiple ornaments. Slabs can also be used for building structures. You will need to score the clay pieces before joining them. Scoring will be used when making cups and/or adding shape cutouts to clay surfaces for decor. Using a slab, you can make plates or bowls. You can also cut out shapes using cookie cutters. And using any of the cutting utensils, you can make free-form shapes or make figures by tracing an outline of an object or something that you drew or printed. You can press slabs into cups or cookie cutters to make small containers where you can place jewelry, keys, coins, or other small items. The rolling pin is not only used to roll out the slabs, but can also be used to make impressions on clay. When rolling texture on top of clay, make sure to add wax paper in between the object and the roller in order to not get unwanted impressions. When using objects such as seashells, 3D figurines, or any other material to embed in the clay, you want to make sure to wet the objects before they are being embedded. They can then be pressed firmly into the clay. If you are going to use molds, make sure that they can be used with air-dry clay. Here I used a wooden mold, pressed a little ball of clay into the mold, and shaved off the excess clay. I then embedded the magnet in the backside of the mold while the clay was still between wet and damp stage. If you are making necklaces or earrings, confirm that you make big enough holes for the string. Also, make sure to add the earring hook in the proper place when the clay is still damp so the clay can grasp onto the earring hook. For your clay project, we want you to think of someone you know that invokes the descriptions and definitions of ornament. Anybody who you would want to give an ornament to as an appreciation of what they do and how they have helped or inspired you. Attempt to incorporate the feelings that they give you and transform them into shape, form, and/or sculpture. How have they helped to shape and form you and your outlook on your community and the world as a whole? Get creative and think outside the box if you need to. There is no wrong way to manifest your artistic creativity. Reference the list provided for more information and guidance. Don't forget to submit pictures of your finished pieces. On behalf of the Artist Inc. team and myself, we would like to thank you for participating in the Salinas Library Art Kits project series. Until next time, remember to have fun and let your creativity flow.